Greetings everyone, this is Mike Wright, the Astro Sherpa, dropping in with a spatial report. Welcome to a dream in a dream. This moon has made it into Pisces. So, there's Jupiter. Jupiter ruled Pisces. So this big, abundant spiritual energy, we need this fresh cup of water because the Aquarius gauntlet is severe. So if you're rolling, you survived another ridiculously tough moon transit between Pluto direct finishing up in Capricorn and Saturn at the 0-degree point of Pisces. So this has been a huge challenge to our reality to get you to wake up. Wake up to your spiritual story. So this moon is going to meet up with Neptune, and it's going to show you the possibilities of the spiritual world and the power of spiritual beliefs. When we all direct our energy and focus it towards the positive, good, believing that things can improve, guess what? They will. It's the outer darkness that wants to swallow your heart, the light you put out. So we look to these heavenly spheres in the darkness for guidance within. So the moon triggers our emotions and our creative ability to think outside of the box. So Saturn and the moon reflect off each other the memories brought up by our emotions. And guess what? Neptune plays the tunes. Pisces is spiritual music and elevation that these things bring us. So tuning in to how you're affected by sound, people's voices. Some people's voices grate on your nerves. Maybe mine does. Sorry, but this is for you to learn how you feel by this energy. Right now, most of y'all are probably sleeping in dreamland. So what we see here on Earth is a reflection in exact opposite of what we're looking at up here. So every camera lens, including your eyeballs, reverse the image. So let's go in here and look at dreams and dreams. This is an incredible time for you to wake up. Let's get situated. Bear with me for a second. And we'll see what Dream World's all about. So right now, let's update our chart. So we were looking at the moon here in Pisces setting. 13 degrees, 31 minutes. And for you numbers people, that's a palindrome, 1331. So it's an exact shadow image in reverse of this one. Perfect example of what we were talking about. So numbers, number one, that's what we're all seeking, right? Some people are seeking what's behind number one. 0, nothing, the fool. That's the fool's journey. So the big debate in time, space in the past was counting numbers. Does 0 exist? Does nothing exist? Who created 1? Was 1 made in the image of another? So these were all big spiritual debates. And in the late 1800s, during the Civil War, we're seeing the same types of transits we saw then. Neptune This is big spiritual stories, the tree of life, how you go through and interpret these divine meanings, messages we get from somewhere. Do you know where a thought comes from? Can you show me? Can you point it out? Most likely not. So this is a time for you to understand and feel what moves you. That's the spirit. So any spirit of an event, like a football game, is it a playoff game? Does it have more meaning? That's the spirit. So Pisces is the spiritual imbuement of the emotions in the water being transmuted. When water literally evaporates, it goes up into the upper atmosphere, gains a higher vibrational frequency. Look at Aquarius. Those are some vibe freaks. That's why they're so creative, geniuses, and they give us what we need. Then they get the hell out of town. So let's look at a local Richmond guy who was around in the 1800s and see what he has to say here. Get rid of the sound box. So Mr. Edgar Allan Poe, most of y'all know the Raven, the Baltimore Ravens. So Edgar Allan Poe had a connection with Richmond right here where we're broadcasting and Baltimore. So Mr. Poe here was highly enlightened. These people were, if you look at his, he died in 1849. This was this dark energy going through, probably that was, if we look back at a chart, let's do a little time travel and show you 1849. So let's enter date manually. So let's change this date, go back in time. See, y'all didn't think time travel was possible, but it's all about your perception. So Neptune just entered Pisces, right here, 2 degrees. Sun was in Scorpio, so we're in Scorpio season, and if you look at our current chart, there's a lot of water and earth. So what does that mean? So down here, not to get off track on Edgar Allan Poe, but we'll get right back, but the sun in Scorpio is right where we were time traveling there, showing us, you know, and Saturn's right here where Neptune was within a couple degrees. So this shows us these karmic memories, spiritual stories, karma, harmony, K-H. So trees hold memory, everything holds memory, but it's stored. So how do we unleash memory? We put it in words, books, symbols, numbers. So let's see what Mr. Poe had to say here, and we can maybe dissect it a little bit. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep. While I weep, oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? And the answer is, in Pisces land, absolutely. When the moon comes into Aries and Taurus, you might be a little different, illuminated and then grounded. But in Pisces world, it is a dream in a dream. So let's back this out of here. So we're not all up on top of y'all's grill here. So, tuning in and understanding how you react, respond, feel is the emotional power. So when we react in our environment, it's a response. So your mind has a program for responses. Some of them are automatic, some of them require decisions, or some people like Libras don't want to make a decision. They want to keep weighing and balancing because it's pretty. It's fun to operate the scales. It's almost like we get to judge without the karmic result. When you judge others, you be judged. But if you're judging a scale which doesn't lie, there you go. It's a little different. So anyway, Mr. Poe was a tormented fellow. But he gave us a lot of this gorgeous Neptunian understanding that to truly become alive, you must die. Yeah, you have to die, meaning an ego death. The part of you we say, I am this, I am that. Eventually that part of you will come to an end. I'm a Californian, I'm an Oklahoman, I'm a Texan, whatever. And then you move away and you're in a new state. You're no longer that person or whatever. You know, the purity of you being there at one point in time stays true and will always be with you, but the current focus is somewhere else. So let's take a look at how this energy shows up on planet Earth. So when we do a little exploring, we can see how these planets wave motion makes across the face of the Earth. So right now, the moon, which we were showing you outside, is moving from east coast to west. So as time goes by, this moon shadow will keep drifting over this way. So it's fascinating to see how the direct motion, and we can see it during the eclipse of the sun and moon when the shadows hit the Earth. But these other planetary energies, we don't see their shadows on Earth, but we feel definitively these energies hit more impactfully through the areas they cover, their shadows. So think about what's wild. In the 1800s, they invented, photography. So they literally took an image and put it on a silver metal plate, and they captured the light for a brief moment, froze light in time on a metal plate, and it made a negative. So the reverse image, they proved all of what we're talking about. They proved all of this is real with photography. So this wheel you're looking at is these revolving circles of this planetary energy that was spoken into existence with the breath of life. This is what every book says. Every person, thing throughout history recorded this. And they showed in spirals and loops and, all these beautiful carvings that modern academia puts away and labels it as, sorry, we don't understand it, so can't mean anything. So they call that the esoteric, hidden, the occult. But those who understand and the veil has been pulled away, meaning the ignorance or lack of understanding knowledge, and most of this was not our fault. It's how we we're trained to perceive. So perception is your superpower. And we have to be quiet sometimes to perceive. So your eyes take in light so that you can perceive your surroundings, and you correlate it to where you've been in the past, in your past experiences. So those are based on emotional feelings, waves, rings, memories that are stored. But we have the choice to choose to react, respond differently in each new circumstance using the power of all three. How you feel deep down, those animal instincts of fight, flight, or freeze. And then your past experiences, you reason, then you go seek new information like you're doing now, and you correlate it, and you come up and synthesize your own methods. That's the magic, the power you get by playing around and experimenting and getting out of the loop, the patterns of your mind saying, I can't. I is the male principle of asserting yourself. Me is the feminine creative part. So I witnesses the me creating ideas and images in the head all the time. But it takes I, without fear, to go out and make this real and do it. Otherwise, you're content living a dream in a dream. And guess what? When you're in dreamland, all you want to do is keep escaping. So you take substances to help you escape, whatever that substance may be. It may be physical, it may be emotional, it may be mental. But this is your power to become aware and understand the tides that pull you in and push you out. How can you love yourself more right now is the most important thing. And this lunar eclipse, and how we know it's an eclipse is when the moon will move up here into Taurus, and this symbol right here is the North Node. So the moon will be crossing this and then opposing the sun, which will be down here at 5 degrees. So whenever these new moons or full moons happen near the ecliptic plane, this is what people call fate, destiny. This means we know this will happen. You cannot dispute that. This is math in a circle, angles, geometry. So we use, shortcuts with calculus, formulas. Right now these computers do all this for us. In the past, people had to calculate all these positions. It took a long time, a lot of work. So it was kept hidden, because this gives you power when you understand how you feel. So you know that within a day or two that this will change. The moon changes quickly. And if you've seen some of my past videos, I've shown you on camera how fast the moon changes its movement. But it's very predictable. So your movement, your thinking, all of this is very predictable. And now with AI literally recording every single thing, they've already predicted your lifespan. They've already predicted many, many things, correlating all your social media. So the old world is giving away your power to this social influence, fake world, fake images. This is not made in any natural sense or form. all this was created artificially to trap you in the physical dark world. So our body itself was considered a prison because it's dense, dark. You know, the part of you that is eternal is brilliant, bright, a spark. That's what a spark of genius means. Enlightenment means you're freeing the light. So some of you have seen, you know, these images of these old timers holding lanterns, guiding the way in the darkness or containing the light. Lasers were, you know, intense projections of beams of light. So dream on. This is time for you to dream your way into the new world, which is your body freeing yourself from the artificial rhythms, artificial time, artificial food, artificial drinks, artificial people. So tap in, learn, clear your mind, free yourself of the bonds of your memory. That's the serpent nature, our past patterns and wounds. So Chiron, the wounded healer, to be free, has to give up immortality to free itself of wounds. That means sacrifice. So what do you need to sacrifice in your life? Some of you don't need to sacrifice anything if you believe that others have done it for you. All you have to do is understand why. They chose a path, and if you're on that path, there's always light, even in the darkest moments, always. So forget about the outer world and tune into your dream world, and you will find your answers. So look at all this water. Scorpio sun, Pisces moon, Mercury is in Scorpio, Mars, Scorpio, Saturn, Pisces, Neptune, Pisces, Uranus, Taurus, Jupiter. This is all earth and water. So we're going to see a lot of watery events, a lot of earth events. But there's massive hidden resources popping up to help us. Literally, nature is showing us the way through. Earth wants to heal, but we have to shake off the parasites that have been bleeding her dry. Anyway, tune in, tune up, and participate. Any way you go, I hope you're well. Astro, Sherpa out.